Welcome to 3D Speedrun. Today we're making a whiskey glass in under 1 hour. And after 30 minutes, we'll get a debuff card that might curse our render. And no matter what, when the timer runs out, we have to press render. At the end, we'll show it to our AI judge, who will judge it based on realism, creativity, and technical execution. Then, if we're good enough, we'll get a place on our scoreboard. The rules are simple. Every 3D model has to be made from scratch. We can't download any textures, but we can download pictures and edit them into texture. But they have to be copyright free. And HDRIs are allowed. Alright, we don't have much time, so let's get started. Okay, now we're in Blender and ready to get started. So before we start modeling, let's find a picture we can draw inspiration from. So let's search for glass of whiskey. So I want something with kind of like the crystal design, something like this one. Like if we were making this, it would take 10 minutes. So we need something with a little bit of complexity. Maybe this one isn't a good glass though. Alright, you know what? Let's go for this one, but we're also gonna add some ice cubes and we also want to try to replicate some of this background too, but let's see how it goes. Let's start a timer. Alright, so first step is to figure out how we make this glass, you know? It's kind of a complicated glass with all these parts, but I think I have an idea to do it. So what I would first do is to make like the simple shape. You see like this line here, there's like some kind of base shape inside. You can just move this up, you know? So I'm wondering if I'm gonna add a square on the bottom here, maybe something like this. So connect them like this. I think I'm just gonna connect like one and one, and then I could have subdivided it. Oh, this looks horrible, but I think it's fine. Like the topology won't matter because we will ruin it anyways. Like the topology will look kind of ugly. But we're doing it for a picture, not the beautiful topology, you know? All right, so let's fill this up. And now we want to make some like squares or triangles. It kind of looks like it's not a square, but more like a pyramid. And they're kind of connected too. That's the hard part. Okay, I'm going to try something else. Let's make a circle, make it kind of low poly, 16 vertices, scale it down so it kind of intersects here. It's smaller. And we'll move this down here, a bit too wide. And now we kind of have like this shape. Let's not smooth it, but subdivide it. And then let's go into decimate, put it on like 0.2. Wonder how that is. Maybe a little bit less, 0.1. I think that's good. Apply the decimation, and now we wanna like move out some of these dots. So select random, let's try that. And the ratio to something very small, like 0.3. So what happens now if we scale this up? It kind of works, but I think we need to decimate it a little bit more. So let's decimate to 0.3 again. Oh, that's too much. Let's decimate maybe 0.6. I don't know, 0.8. All right, let's just do this. We don't have time to think. All right, select random, and let's hide the top ones because we don't want to move the top ones. Let's do 0.4 in ratio. This one is good, I think. Move this out. Okay, let's look at it. It looks kind of bad, but oh yeah, let's make this smaller. All right, now you're like, what the hell is this? You went through all this trouble just to make this weird figure. But what I'm thinking now is to apply the mesh, join them together, do a remesh, and then we're going to use the voxel, maybe the 0.5. Actually, make sure the normal is the right way. Kind of weird. You know, I think I have to fill the geometry for this to work. So let's fill this, triangulate, kind of looking like something. It's very sharp though. I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna do 0.3. Then I'm gonna add a smooth modifier. Put this on like 10. Okay, let's copy this, rotate it a bit, maybe invert it to get some more detail. And you just need detail in the, oh, I know why. This part needs to be wider. What's the time? Oh, we're doing great. Let's do linear. I think this is a little bit less. It looks good here, but I don't like the emptiness here. So let's actually move this out a bit. I think that's good. Same with this one. Oops, move this out a bit, down. That's good. Move this down a bit, down at the bottom, I think. It's dangerous to be a perfectionist when you're on the clock, you know? Oh, I have an idea. Let's do sculpt mode and let's go on, not flatten, smooth. Turn the strength down low because it's low poly. So like disable this for a minute and radius up and just like smooth this a little bit, just a little bit. So we get like a bit smoother shapes because the reference have more smoother shape. I think that's good. All right, let's move this in. This is half the job in 3D. You look at a reference, you make small adjustments, and then you do it again, and you do it again. And at the end, it will look kind of like the reference. I think this is good enough. Like, I'm happy with this. Like, I don't like that, man. I keep saying I'm happy with it, but I keep making changes too. All right, so let's also make this bottom flat. All right, I think this is good enough. Looks all right. And what I want to do now is to make it thin. Not like right now it's filled. Everything is filled. Like, it's not like a glass. You can't fill this with water. It will just, you know, go off. So to make that, make a backup, I always make like a collection called archive. So I always have a backup, you know. So now I'm gonna apply the remesh, apply the smooth. So we just have a normal model. Look at this beautiful topology, you know. So what I wanna do now is remove everything at the top and then add a solidifier. So to select top, I like to select one, then choose coplanar. And coplanar finds the faces with this, like a similar angle on the normal. And you can change the thresholds to select more that are like more similar. Can I select edges somehow? I don't know if I can. You know what, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna delete this. Now we have like this opening, but it's kind of jagged, you know, because the geometry is horrible. So let's select this top, make it all the way flat. And I think this is Shift Alt S, which is to sphere, which basically turns it into a sphere. So it makes it more beautiful basically. And now we should be able to put on a solidify, make it a little bit thicker. And I think I'm gonna apply another like remesh because it's looking kind of, I don't like this top, you know? And I think it's because the geometry here is a little bit weird. Maybe if we move it up, it's better. How thick is the glass? That's a good question. Maybe like this, a little bit more. All right, and I'll copy this as a backup, put it into the archive, because then we can apply this. And let's find a remesh. Voxel, turn this down to like 0.2, looks good. Apply this. Actually, yeah, let's smooth it too. Put this to 1, 10. Man, it looks like so much sharper and nicer here. I think we can make it look as good as that, almost. All right, let's apply this, smooth. Oh, it's only 43. Oh shit, the time is going fast. All right, so what I like to do fast is just see how it looks on a render pretty early. So let's add a camera, and I like to have like a higher millimeter, 120 maybe, zoom out. Should we match this kind of? Man, this one is much wider. Let's make it like more like this. So I want to make it a bit wider again. It's bad, it's so smart to, it's not very smart to do changes at this stage. But let's do it. So I used this one, what is it called? Yeah, proportional editing, and I tried to scale it. Oh, it's lagging. There, I think this is good enough. Man, the timer, it's going so fast. All right, so let's turn on the render here. Render, and let's get a HDRI Haven. I want something with like warm tones. Oh, I think this is good. No, let's go for this one. Download this. All right, then go into world and add an environment texture. Open this up and find your file, connect it to the background, and boom, we have a beautiful, beautiful render. Let's turn this into glass, call this glass. And I think the IOR for glass, or index of refraction, is 1,317. But before that, we have to make it transparent and turn on the roughness. And we need to make this ground. I think that will help with the reflection. Turn on the roughness. It's very yellow. Control T, by the way, to get this up, the mapping. And this is a nice way to turn the HDRI around if we need to. That looks kind of better, actually. It's way too yellow. Oh, that's kind of nice though. Let's change the hue. Maybe we can make it like kind of like the picture. I think that's good. Let's keep that one here. I really like this flowy reflective surface. So let's make that. Add a noise, add a bump, connect this height into the normal. This will be too harsh. So let's turn it down to like 0.3, 1. I mean, looks alright, but not like this. So I think we need some highlights. So let's add a light. It kind of have the feeling that there's a window here somewhere. You see that all the white highlights? It's probably from a window. So let's add this. And I like to use the 3D cursor, put it like somewhere near the subject, change the transform pivot point to 3D cursor, because then we can rotate around the scene very easily and change the lighting.
12 seconds later.
Honestly, it looks kind of like shit. Let's try to remove this. Yeah, I think this is better, just to go. Yeah, because it looks, I don't know, it looks a bit more natural. I don't like the bottom here though. I know this looks like shit. We just have to keep working on it until it gets better. I like this though. This looks nice. This one we can move or erase that one. What I don't like is how it just like curls around like that on the inside too. Yeah, I guess because this one, this glass is much sharper, but this is like so round. I'm almost out of battery too. I'll drop the lights. I think I'm just gonna find a better HDR. Maybe one that's more balanced. Okay, I'm gonna go for this Christmas one. Let's turn it out to 4K, save this, and oh shit, 30 minutes. That means we have to add a debuff card or a curse card. So I made this wheel with a few different curses, I guess, to make the 3D things harder. So yeah, let's spin it. Oh no, I was hoping we wouldn't get this one. You can only preview on CPU. All All right, let's change to CPU. It's not too bad. I'm on a Mac, so I guess the CPU is okay. All right, so let's switch to the other HDR, the studio. Oh, this is already looking better. Yeah, I think it's just like the light is more balanced. Oh, that looks nice too. It's not like this, not at all. Oh shit, I forgot. We're gonna get roasted by ChatGPT later. It looks kind of weird though. It doesn't look real. Oh, I have an idea. I have a fix. This is gonna hurt my CPU because it's previewing on CPU. Let's add depth of field. I think this is our saving grace right now. We need to make the whiskey. I forgot the whiskey itself. We're making a whiskey glass and I forgot the whiskey itself. You know what? Let's disable this. Let's just focus on getting the whiskey. We kind of need that for the picture or else we're gonna get a really bad score. I think I'm just gonna copy this, call this whiskey, call this glass. All right, so in the whiskey one, let's just select, I don't know how much, it's like here maybe. Just select this. Oh, X-ray should be on. Delete the other part. Okay, so now we have like the inner here and we should be able to delete the outer part because it's not connecting like this. Delete this, and now this is intersecting, which is not good. So let's press Alt S to make it smaller, just a little bit so it doesn't intersect. Select all the edges by just double clicking the edge. F, make a face, and triangulate, I guess. And we want this to actually like look a bit better. So let's add the remesh modifier, put it to 0.2, smooth shade this. I don't think we need to smooth it, maybe a little bit. Smooth 120, good enough. All right, so now we have the actual whiskey inside. And I'm gonna fix the lighting. I think we just have to wait a bit for that. Okay, let's call this, no, not water, whiskey. Let's make this more whiskey-like. I guess like this color is kind of whiskey-like. Let's, all right, this doesn't look half bad. It's kind of too full to be whiskey. I'm also seeing the difference. I'm seeing some issues. It's not very similar, but we're making a whiskey glass. It doesn't have to be the same, you know. This is inspiration. I make the rules. I'm the one making the video. But let's try to add some highlights again. I think this looks kind of nice. I think I chose a style that requires kind of complex lighting. It's kind of sad to look at this and then see the reference with like all these nice details. And then we have this, whatever this is, you know. Maybe we're gonna add a mix color, change this to actual color, and just like use this color to mix with, copy this. It's kind of brute forcing it, but oh, this kind of works. Let me just factor down. Honestly, I think this makes it a little bit better. I'm not sure though. This is the background, and let's move it a little bit.
A few moments later.
Because we're so low on time, I think I just have to go for this. Oh, I kind of like that. It's not bad, but it's not good. I think the glass is too thick too. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Let's add some ice cubes. Now we kind of just have to get this done. 15 minutes left, which is like not much, but I think we can manage to finish it. Smooth shade, and let's smooth this 110, 0.5. That looks like ice cube. That's nice. And like an ice cube, this looks like an ice cube. Let's put this in. I don't think we will be able to see it too well, but as long as one of them is kind of like above the surface, it might help. I think I'll keep this like this. That looks kind of nice. And I'm trying to get rid of the strong white highlights on the side here.
A few inches later.
Like a cherry. I don't know if they put that in whiskey, but I think it will look nice. Let's make cherry really fast. Select the top, smooth thing, and like this down, kind of like a cherry, right? Preview it, turn off the lights. I want it to be like kind of dark, very like red. That's nice, alright. And then we will need like two of them. Kind of want like two on the side, like this. Add a curve for the, I know the English word, the wood part. Yeah, I think this will help add some detail. So it's not just a glass, but it's actually something else to look at. So let's make sure this correct position. We have 7 minutes, shit. Alright, move this here. And geometry, speaker, that's nice. Add a brown color, wood. Let's just add it. Did I put them on the side? Where would he put like cherries? Let's put it here, turn the specular down, make it darker. I want people to look at it and be like, oh, that's cherry, you know? Cherry whiskey. Amazing. That looks kind of nice, actually. This 3 minutes, shit, I have to render soon. I'm not very happy with this. Okay, you know what? Let's go for this. And let's add a coaster. It's nice with just like some extra details. Just something to look at, like this. You know what? Maybe like a metallic coaster. I think that's better. This is like a fancy place. And do people, is it anything? Cherry whiskey. Okay, good. It is a thing. But it's much more red, but I guess it works. This looks so CG. All right, 2 minutes left on the clock. I don't know any more to do. So let's press render and see what the judge says. All right, so this is the final render. I can't say I'm very happy with it. I think it's good like for all the problems we had, but I already see some issues like the edges here on the glass is intersecting. You can't really see the ice cubes. The cherries like this looks gray. The cherries looks everything looks kind of CG, you know? But I'm happy with the lighting and I'm happy with the colors. The composition is kind of cool with like the red light here, but I'm not the judge, so let's give it to ChatGPT and ask him for a rating. The AI judge gives us 7 out of 10 for realism, 6 out of 10 for creativity, and 8 out of 10 for technical execution. So that gives us an overall score of 7 out of 10. I think that's pretty good for our first project, and it was just only 1 hour, but there's a lot I could improve. I don't know if I should have added a cherry, maybe. Let me know in the comments, but yeah, I'm excited to do the next challenge next time, and I'll try to post videos like this every week, so subscribe if you want to see more. Oh, and if you want the model or the project file, I will post a link to the Blender file in description. Yeah, I don't know if you want this. You can get much better stuff for free on the internet. I'll give you it for free. Sell it if you want, I don't care. All right, thanks for watching and see you next time.